Ciao, welcome along to MotoGP Guru. It's a crucial part of the season for 2023. We've got Sachsenring and Assen coming up, but first of all, Mugello, the beautiful Mugello for the Italian Grand Prix. But what a pivotal point of the World Championship with 111 points available over the next 3 weekends alone. Well, Nick Harris, Chief Guru, let's get straight to him after the French Grand Prix last time out. Nick, Mugello, it's a beautiful place. I remember being there with you in 2014. What a place.
One of the great Grand Prix circuits in the world. Special atmosphere, most beautiful location, superb circuit. The run down, that long straight, then down into San Donato, that first right-hander. Worth anybody's money, flight money, hotel money, any money, just to stand there and watch them come over that rise. Front wheel just in the air, and as they front wheel hits the ground on the brakes. I think it's the hardest braking point at any Grand Prix circuit in the world.
Yeah, and like you said, that shot over the brow towards San Donato is one of the best television shots in the whole of motorsport, isn't it? No doubt about it. Now, you were at Grand Prix 1000, weren't you, last time out at Le Mans in France? So let's just recap very briefly, Nick. You've chosen a few names for us. Man of the hour, who have you gone for the French Grand Prix?
It's got to be Bezzecchi, isn't it? There we go, won in Argentina in the wet, and then he came to Le Mans in very different conditions, very different race. And there he was, winning once again. I thought his performance was outstanding. Just throwing a little bit of another one, though. Marc Marquez on his return to Grand Prix racing. Wow. Watch out for him in future races.
Okay, next bit. I'm a little bit hesitant to ask this, Nick, but who surprised you for all the wrong reasons? Who was the underperformer of the weekend?
I don't know about the wrong reasons. I felt so disappointed for him. Fabio Quartararo, he really is the hero there. There was a record crowd, and it didn't really work out for him the way he wanted.
Absolutely. What about underdog of the weekend then? Who surprised you for all the right reasons?
Oh, without a doubt, Fernandez. I think everybody felt that. Fourth in the race. He's made an incredible impression in MotoGP, almost unnoticed. He was only 6 seconds behind the race winner, Bezzecchi. That is an amazing performance. And yeah, I think he has certainly caught me by surprise. Very, very impressive. Okay, people crash, things happen. You stay on, you pick up the points. And I've got to say, and we're going to have a talk to him in a minute, Brad Binder, he had a good ride, but I had him to win. And he didn't. But there we go. That's the guru's problems, not his.
Okay, Nick, well, let's not keep him waiting any longer because he's waited long enough already. Brad Binder, welcome to MotoGP Guru for the first time. And Mugello's a pretty good track for you, isn't it? In the points in every class from 2013 onwards. Red Bull Rookies podium as well in 2010. So we're expecting great things this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. And Mugello is actually my favorite circuit. I think almost most people's, but it's a track where I haven't had huge success at, to be honest, but I've been consistent. Apparently, I just worked out. So hopefully we can be consistently at the front this weekend coming up.
What about the KTM against the Ducati? We always talk about Mugello and that extra speed, but you found something this year, haven't you?
Not so much me, more the guys in Matikoff, that's for sure. They've definitely given us the legs, I must say. Our new bike is incredible, and it's definitely the best bike we've ever had by a long way. And going into Mugello, I'm full of confidence and feeling really good. I really think we got the legs on those Ducatis, and I think we can be really strong. So it's an exciting weekend coming up for me, and I think we can do something good. So fingers crossed, let's see.
So just to reiterate, Brad, you really reckon there's a chance? Because Nick and I have been struggling to make our predictions. Is it Ducati, KTM? Really quite tough, isn't it?
Yeah, in the past for sure, I think you'd have to say Ducati. But nowadays, since KTM brought us this new package, I think it's much different. And I honestly think that Mugello is a track where it's going to be a lot better for us.
Okay, well, let's crack on. We'll soon find out this weekend. And as we've said, there's 3 Grand Prix for the next 3 weekends. So there's a hell of a lot of points up for grabs to be won or lost. Let's crack on, though, with the first edition, the first question, I should say, in the Guru quiz for this week. And we'll start with Mr. Nick Harris. So let's have a look.
Thank you very much.
Here we go. Pressure's on. Right, Nicholas, how many riders have claimed a GP podium this season? So your options are 7, 9, 11, or 5. Take your time.
9, which is B, is it? B, yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, it's locked in and there's no going back now. You've gone for 9. Let's find out. Oh dear, oh dear. 11, actually. It's 11, which actually matches the number of riders in 2020 with all of that variety we had, if you remember that season. So, Nick, I'm afraid you've lost the privilege for the first prediction of the show, so we go to Brad for that. So, Brad, our pole man predictions first. Who do you reckon's going to stick it on pole? And this could be quite biased, I think.
Well, considering my pole record, it would be wrong to go with myself at the moment. So, I think pole position in Italy, I'd probably go with Pecco. Home race for Ducati, home race for him, and he's pretty good when they stick a new set of softs in and go for a lap time.
Okay, well, I, for the record, have gone for a similar thing. I've gone Ducati as well, but Jorge Martin because of that amazing one-lap pace. Nick, what do you reckon?
Sure. I'm going to go different because you're boring, you two. Come on, let's stick your neck out. Stick your neck out. Marc Marquez on the Honda.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Well, actually, stranger things have happened. He has been on pole, obviously, already this year, hasn't he, at Portimao? Any particular reason, though?
I watched at Le Mans, first time I've been to a Grand Prix for 5.5 years. He came past me going into that chicane. It took my breath away. I'd forgotten just how fast people were. So I think, yeah, I'm going to back him next time. It was in qualifying as well that I saw it.
Okay, nice one. Okay, let's move on to question 2 of the Guru quiz. So, Brad Binder, you're up first on this one. Take your time. There is no real money at stake. Nick's upset about that. Who's the only rider to have been...
There's a couple of pints at stake. We've already got that organised, me and Brad. Yeah.
Even
there
more
we
important.
Go, so.
Yeah, very much more.
Who is the only rider to have been on the podium on a Saturday but not on a Sunday so far this year? Is it Zarco, Quartararo, Viñales, or the man Nick was just talking about, Marc Marquez?
Let's go with B.
Ooh.
Not too
Final
sure,
answer.
but B sounds...
So you're going Quartararo, sure? He's taking this very seriously.
Let's go with B. I'll stick to my answer.
Okay, there's no going back now. There is no going back now. Oh, this is not going well so far, is it? Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez so far. So that means Nick makes his prediction first. But, Brad, just quickly, what do you think he's going to do future-wise? Because there's all these rumours around at the moment about should he stay or should he go?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know. the only one I really tend to worry about is myself. So, I mean, he's having a bit of a tough time for sure. But, he's Marc Marquez, and if anyone can turn things around, I think it'll definitely be him.
Nick, I'm interested to know your opinion on that because you've seen a lot of riders moving around over the years. I've got a feeling he might make a change this time. What do you think?
Yeah, we've certainly seen it in the past, haven't we? Sometimes it's good for both parties to make that change. We've obviously seen it with Rossi. We've seen it with Lorenzo, many riders. Rossi, I suppose, the main one when he switched from Honda to Yamaha. So, yeah. It will be very, very interesting. And as I say, sometimes for both parties, it's not the worst move.
Okay, so let's make prediction times. We've done the poll. Let's move on to the sprint. Nick, we'll start with you. Who's going to win the MotoGP sprint, our 6th of the year?
Well, he let me down in Le Mans, but I'm going to back him again for the sprint. I'm going for Brad Binder. Brad's brilliant in the sprint races. He's given me enormous encouragement from what he's just been saying. And so I'm going with Brad.
I've got to say, I've also gone with you, Brad, and not just because I knew you were on the show. I mean, if you look at the stats, you've had 2 wins already and 3 top 3s from the 5. Are you going for Brad Binder as well, Brad Binder?
You know, I've always believed I have to back myself, and in this situation, 100%.
Wow, okay, clean sweep. Okay, nice. Right, in more important news, let's move on to the third question in the MotoGP Guru quiz. And he's panicking already. Nick, who recorded the highest top speed in the last Grand Prix in France? Was it that man Brad Binder, Luca Marini, Johan Zarco, or Jorge Martin? And take your time, no panic.
Whoa. I would have gone for Jorge Martin, but after what Brad said, I'm going to go for Brad Binder.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Let's find out.
You nailed it.
Oh, you did nail it. Thank you very much to Guru's very own Jorge Lorenzo. Yes. Brad, I bet you knew that one, didn't you?
I did. I saw I had an insane top speed in the race, so I presumed it was there.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing, wasn't it? So, actually, judging by that, then, you should have the advantage over the long start finish at Mugello, shouldn't you?
That's the plan. Going to try keep it in the pocket, and let's see.
What do you do at Mugello, Brad? I'm commentating on so many races there. It always seems to be the rider that's behind the leader coming into out of that last bend is the one that often wins the race, because you slipstream, come out of that slipstream over the rise and win the race. But do you want to be leading, or do you want to be right behind the man in front?
Well, if I look back to the Moto3 days, you definitely don't want to be first. But you know, honestly, I think nowadays with the way MotoGP is, and my KTM's quite a rocket, I would want to be leading.
Yeah, that Moto3 win you had there, was it 2016, wasn't it, when you were fighting with the Gian Antonio and Bagnaia? That was an amazing scrap, wasn't it? Okay, predictions for the Grand Prix this weekend. Nick, you got the question right, so you're up first. Who have you gone for? Obviously, double the length of race in comparison with the sprint, so what do you think?
I've gone for Pecco Bagnaia. He won last year. He's had an up and down season, but when he's been up and on the bike, he's been very, very difficult to beat. So I'm going for Pecco.
Okay, Brad, you went for yourself with the sprint. What about the Grand Prix?
Like I said earlier, I back myself. Haven't got that right yet, so that's the goal.
Okay, well, I'm going to go for someone different. I'm going to go for your teammate, Jack Miller, because I was between the three, actually, Bagnaia, yourself, and Miller. And I just reckon, especially if you've won the sprint on Saturday, Jack's going to want to come out and grab 25 points, isn't he? So I'm going to go for Jack Miller for that one. Okay, we move on then to our final MotoGP Guru quiz question. And this, of course, first is for Brad. And Brad Binder, how many podiums has Brad Binder achieved? You must know this one, across all classes.
Ooh.
I hope you know it. Oh, he doesn't know it. 36.
Jeez, I haven't got a clue.
41, 30, or 25.
Come on, Brad, I'm pulling the pint here. I can hear it going.
Yes. I think let's go for 41. I think 41's been a good number for me, so maybe it's right, maybe it's not, but I actually don't know.
Are you locking it in? Are you absolutely 100% confident?
Locking it in. This time, I'm sure.
Okay, let's find out. Yes, well done. Okay, well, nice one, Brad. And that means you've won the quiz, actually, doesn't it? Because you got both of yours right. So sorry about that, Nick.
I got the first one wrong there, bud.
You got the first one wrong.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Sorry, I just wanted Nick to lose. So okay, fine. In that case, it's a tie. Sorry. Okay, in that case, you got that question right. So Brad, we'll go to you first for our best comeback prediction, and this is the most positions gained between where you start and where you finish in the main Grand Prix. So I guess it's going to be someone who qualifies badly or has a problem in qualifying. What do you reckon?
If I had to choose somebody for a strong comeback, I'd say let's go for Augusto Fernandez.
Okay, yeah, he was the best comeback man of the last Grand Prix, incidentally. Although, Brad, to be fair, you went from 16th to 7th at Mugello last year. So let's see. Nick, are you going to agree with Fernandez?
No, I'm going to go for Johan Zarco, because he often doesn't start well and comes so strong towards the end of the race. I keep betting on Johan Zarco to win something, and he hasn't yet, but I'm going to give him that one.
Okay, well, I've gone for someone totally different. I've gone for Alex Marquez on the Grassini bike. I can just see him gaining positions. He's not been the best qualifier, has he, so far this year? So I'll go for Alex Marquez. Well, there we go then. There's our predictions for the Grand Prix of Italy. And Brad, just quickly before you sign off, it's a crucial moment now, isn't it? Staying fit with Sachsenring next week, and then Assen straight after that. As I said at the top, 111 points up for grabs now over 3 weekends. So this is a really, really make or break time in the season.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's been a real up and down start for everybody. This whole season it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride if you look at the results and where everyone's finished. So to have 3 races in a row now, I think it's really going to put things in perspective, and it's going to give us a much better idea of who is where, I think, before we run into that summer break.
Well, there we go. Thanks very much, Brad. It's a privilege to have you with us on the show, and hopefully we'll see you again at some point later in the season. But good luck for Mugello this weekend.
Cool. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and I hope my predictions come true. All the best. Cheers, guys.
Thanks a lot. I've got to say, I hope your predictions don't come true because they were mostly different to mine. Nick, the same goes for you, to be honest, I'm afraid.
Well, I want Brad to win the sprint race. There's absolutely no doubt about that one.
Yeah,
but
true.
You've had a great year, Brad, and I think it's only going to get better. And these 3 races are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Fantastic indeed. Yeah, I can't wait either. Thanks very much, Brad. Hopefully see you again on Guru soon. Nick, I'll definitely see you next week ahead of the German Grand Prix at the Sachsenring. Don't forget you can play along, MotoGPGuru.com, sign up for free, and just by doing that, you'll have a chance to win many, many great prizes like this.